Hello everyone, welcome to CryptoPi. Today I want to talk about trading Ethereum with risk management. In this video, I would apply the concepts which we talked about in the last videos about stop losses, about trend indicators, and using one of the strategies to compute the stop loss and identify where we can take our reward. Let's start. So one of the first indicators which I discussed for taking a trade was identifying the trend. What you see here is the quick MA group, which I discussed in the last video. You can check it out in this one, which is about position sizing, and I also discussed various trend indicators in the Ultimate Trading Secret video. That's video number 6 for this year. So what we see here is the Ethereum in the USD pair or USDT pair on Binance on the day time frame. The quick MA trend indicator is showing green, which basically means it's bullish at the moment. If I would switch on one of the strategies here, alright, I have all the strategies active. Let's click on show all strategies. It shows that there is a bullish indication here, so I can take a trade here. But we also discussed that taking a blind trade without knowing where the stop loss is or what our position size is simply as good as gambling, whether it will go up or down. But for today's video, I do not want to take or show a trade on a daily time frame, but rather on 12-hour or a 4-hour time frame. On a 4-hour time frame, we do not have any signals which indicates that a trade should be taken. If we go a bit backwards, assuming that this is a bullish sign or this one for to be taken short, perhaps there could be a trade, but for the moment it doesn't look like at this point there is a bullish sign. On a 12-hour time frame, we do have strategy 6 telling us there is a trade. So let's take a position. That's the icon for long position, and if I would click here, and since the value or the price is very close to the value which was indicated by the signal strategy 6, I think it is good enough to take it here. But one thing to be taken into consideration is where do we place our stop loss. For that, one of the indicators which I discussed was the stop loss band. If I activate the stop loss band, let me hide all the strategies for a moment. For the stop loss band, the level is over here. So if I will drag this long position icon or the stop loss level over here, what I get is my stop loss is at 29%, which is fairly far away, but it is alright because we are on a 12-hour time frame, and that's a huge time frame. So for this trade to really work out, it would take days, but we are just here for learning purposes, so it is totally alright. Okay, so we have 29.04%. If I click over here, let's say my trading amount is $1,000. I'm going to take a risk. Last time we took a risk of 1% of our trading amount. Let's say for this particular paper trade, I take 2%. So I'm going to risk $20 for this trade. I will put my stop loss in percent. It is at 29.4. So basically, the calculation tells me that I have to take a trade in the long direction with $68. And I wish to take my reward, let's say when Ethereum reaches to its all-time high. Is this all-time high? Yeah, seems like 4,000. Yes, indeed. also at its all-time high. Now, assuming that this trade will take a few months, I think we won't see the results until quantitative easing is in place, hopefully by October or at the least end of this year. But we cannot predict that. It all depends upon various parameters like unemployment rate, Fed funds rate, inflation, and other macro parameters. Alright, so I've placed my reward at the all-time high, which comes down to 43.91%, and my risk to reward ratio is 1.51%. So here I would say my reward at 43.91%. So that is 1.5. So at this, if this trade is executed in my favor at this risk to reward ratio, I will make a profit of $29. We can remove these equations, which are not really needed. They are from one of the previous videos. And this trade, if and when it happens, we will see that if it goes in the positive direction, I would have made $29. But if it would have, let's say, some bad crash happens, recession or whatever, and the price keeps going down, and if it hits my stop loss, I will lose $20, because that is the risk which I'm taking, and that is 2% of my trading portfolio. I think that would be all for today. I will keep this video short, and let's see how the trade goes. Hopefully it goes in our direction, given all the strategies are indicating that it is a sign for a long position. Have a look at the channel and engage with the channel by subscribing or commenting or giving a like. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.